Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and Afterthought with yours truly, as always, your host, Queen Krazy K. Be sure to follow me on that Instagram to get the updates and not only watch my videos but also subscribe to support my channel and all that good stuff. Now, this video is going to be different than the last one. I did the last one where it was Raw versus SmackDown, and it was an hour and a half because it was over the few weeks that happened within during the week and all that. But this one, it's going to be at least a half an hour to cover what happened during the week for this before and after thoughts with Queen Krazy K is what this one will be titled as. And just watch my videos. You can subscribe. It's free. It would support my channel, and I really would appreciate it that you're slowly watching it. Go ahead and subscribe it too. And if you follow me on Instagram, you get all the updates. You see I did a prediction this last week for SmackDown. I'll show you that actually right now to start us off since SmackDown's past, and then I will go over what happened within during the week as far as that goes. Just give me 1 second here. So this one, if it goes over half an hour, that's fine as long as it reaches that half an hour mark because this will just covered within during the week that I'll be showing and getting caught up and stuff. So I'll show you that SmackDown video I was talking about. Now this one, you just hear my voice. You don't see me actually, but it is a SmackDown prediction that I've done that some of you guys already watched. Just want to show that again, how the updates when people follow me on Instagram, how they get to see this and get to enjoy it before I do videos like this, the actual podcast that y'all can not only watch but subscribe to, support my channel. So just listen. World, y'all, it's Queen Krazy K. I'm not gonna show my face on this, but you can certainly hear my voice on this little video. It's just a SmackDown prediction video, real quick for Friday Night SmackDown gets on. Make sure not only to watch, but also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, Queen Krazy K. So tonight, based on what's going on with Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling since after SummerSlam last Saturday, a week ago, I think that the big dog, Tribal Chief, longest reigning undisputed Universal Champion in WWE history, is going to let Drew McIntyre's know to acknowledge him. And the Usos, Raw SmackDown Tag Team Champions since day one. Uso Penitentiary, we're running it down for a whole year almost now. Greatest Tag Team Champions in WWE history is going to be right there by his side as the needle is still running, still moving, as Roman Reigns, Universal Champion, will be defending against Drew McIntyre at Clash of Castle, which if Theory gets involved, Dolph Ziggler is going to stop Theory, making him a former Mr. Money in the Bank, while Roman and either Drew walk out Universal Champion. But they gonna throw down tonight on SmackDown, or at least get in each other's face. With that being said, out of the women's grudge match, I want Gonzalez or Aaliyah to win the 7-woman grudge match to verse Liv Morgan at Clash of Castle for SmackDown Women's Championship belt. It's gonna be Gonzalez, it's gonna be Raquel, Aaliyah, Natalya, Shayna Baszler, Shanti, all in a 7-woman grudge match. So I want Raquel or Aaliyah to win the 7-woman grudge match to face Liv Morgan for a SmackDown Women's Championship belt at Clash of Castle. And then maybe the New Day versus the Viking Raiders in a tag team match in a no disqualification Extreme Rules match. I think they should do that too. Be like, oh, Raquel or Aaliyah won the women Belgium has to face at Clash of Castle with SmackDown Women's Championship opportunity against Liv Morgan, and now Roman or Drew either gonna give each other straight victory out for Universal Championship at Clash of Castle, and then the New Day versus the Viking Raiders and Extreme Rules match will make up for them trying to end their career last week if they're able to participate in the match after what happened last week. And then I want Shinsuke Nakamura to win against the protege, making it slapped across just for being the loser for the Intercontinental Champion Gunther. And that is Queen Krazy K's predictions tonight for Friday Night SmackDown. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to my channel, totally free. Follow me on that Instagram. Queen Krazy K is out right now. After Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling, I will have a new episode before and after. Queen Krazy K is out now. Bye. So that is what I was talking about as far as that goes. You know, how, a lot of people watching and stuff, and I was like, yeah, well, I'm going to show you why I always say that in my videos to give you that, give you that free opportunity to follow me on that Instagram to get my SmackDown prediction videos like that one I just had you here, or subscribe to my channel like the other podcast, which covered over the last few weeks of what was going on, and I just combined it all together. Let's see. I don't know why it's just showing this one. Like these videos and stuff like that. This is the one I was talking about. Supporting Rey Mysterio, good stuff. You know how I said, I did my Raw prediction. I did my 20 years of Rey Mysterio. I covered the last 3 weeks of what went on with my predictions to SummerSlam, my results to SummerSlam, and my opinions over the 3 weeks within the last podcast that many people already watched, but can subscribe to, for more people to invite to watch it. And that SmackDown video like that, I put it on YouTube as well, but I updated it that it was out on Insta, which I always tell y'all to follow. So that's the type of stuff I was talking about. Anyways, with that being said, with that being comprehended what's happening and what's going on as far as that and why, I will talk about SummerSlam, Monday Night Raw, and Friday Night SmackDown. First, I'm going to get into Monday Night Raw. I should mention SummerSlam since it was before that. It was on the weekend that we talked about. So, at SummerSlam, I just wanted to say, like, I already said what went on and stuff, but as far as that went, I didn't mention my SummerSlam favorite matches. So, and also I have a new favorite SummerSlam match as well from this past SummerSlam. So, my original SummerSlam matches that's been my favorite is when Daniel Bryan became the WWE Champion against John Cena at SummerSlam to prove that he's more than just a go face, that he can do it, that he can get the job done. And he did. And then the Viper, Apex Predator, 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, second generation of Bob Orton, Randy Orton, swoops in, cashes in that Money in the Bank, becomes a WWE Champion, like the slick biker that he is. And the Viper was then crowned the WWE Champion within the same night. And then when Brock Lesnar, he beat Triple H at SummerSlam, just like when The Undertaker beat Brock Lesnar for what happened with the WrestleMania streak being lost at WrestleMania, to show that he's still got it, that he's still a Hall of Fame and a legendary around here. Such a Hall of Fame and legendary that he's the only superstar that I know that they got a statue built of him. I don't know if it's made out of wax or it's an actual statue, but the one I was talking about a while ago on one of my podcasts. And then they have, along with that, then it was when than this past SummerSlam. Now, in my opinion, Triple H taking over the company has done. So he is the game. 25 years, Hall of Famer, legendary, King of the Ring, WWE Champion, won the Royal Rumble, part of the DX generation, a dominant, destructive, and fun, awesome team that everybody loves, even still today. That we're just like, we got two words for you. If you ain't down for it, suck it, and all that good stuff. They put out all the promos. They put out all these fun things that was going on, like classic wrestling, today's wrestling, and all that. So, anyways, I think Triple H has been doing an awesome job since he's took over the company, and this was the best SummerSlam ever. Everything went my way. All my predictions were right. They hit it right on the nail. All my superstars won. Everything went well, and it was the best SummerSlam ever in history right now, as far as I'm concerned. And with that being said, um, then the match that happened with EXT that I always talk so highly about. I'm gonna talk about it and over. She's my favorite superstar on Monday Night Raw, so you're gonna hear me talk about her a lot. If you haven't already noticed that, I'm gonna take this ring off. It's getting a little bit too tight. But she and Becky Lynch tore the house down. All the emotions and anger and all these things that's been going on for a whole year since last year at SummerSlam finally comes to a capiche to an end. Um, and they dominate it, they destruct it, they show all the athletic skills of what makes them a WWE superstar specifically, not even just combined together, just how they are as an individual, like the EST Bianca Belair, like the man Becky Lynch. They have so much strength, they have so much power, they have so much anger that could pull out in that ring, and not frustrations or emotions taking over them. It's a kind of frustration that puts you in a danger zone that you probably don't want to be in the ring with them because they'll rip your head off and throw you around that ring and still pin or submit you officially in the ring. Anyways, they tore the house down and all that good stuff. It was that on the kickoff. I seen some of the matches that was outside, and then the other matches were inside. So that was one of the kickoff matches that had happened outside before they took it inside the building. So, anyways, that match was is now a part of my favorite. Bianca Belair being Rollins champion against Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch respecting her after the match was all over. And then, of course, the tribal chief that I was talking about, the undisputed longest reigning Universal Champion in WWE history, WWE Champion, United States Champion, Intercontinental Champion. He's won the Royal Rumble, part of one of the most dominated team, the Brothers in the Shield of Destruction. He's been NXT Champion, he's been Tag Team Champions, and the WWE over in NXT. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose took the Raw Tag Team Champions before Dean Ambrose decided to attack him after that whole situation and all that stuff. So, anyways, like I was saying with that and all that, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns defeating Brock Lesnar, last man standing match, and with Brock Lesnar flipping the whole ring over. Wouldn't be the first time you've seen Brock Lesnar do something like that. I remember when he flipped the announcer table on the announcers, when he went through 100 security guards just to get his hands on The Undertaker, and now he flips the ring at last man standing at SummerSlam. That was the OMG moment when Brock Lesnar took a damn tractor and actually tilted the ring on its side. That was the OMG moment at SummerSlam. And then the best match at SummerSlam was Roman Reigns defeating him and down in history type of match was Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch respect for each other. They won. So that's the history and my favorite match. Like a match that would go down in history and be remembered is Bianca Belair becoming remaining Raw Women's Champion over Becky Lynch and Becky Lynch respecting her. That would be the best down in history, most touching SummerSlam moment. And then the most dominated match of the night is Roman Reigns remaining Universal Champion over Brock Lesnar, last man standing. The OMG moment was the ring being tipped over by Brock Lesnar on its side. And the greatness of it all was Triple H making the best SummerSlam in history, in my opinion, altogether. So that would be my opinions and thoughts as far as SummerSlam. I just wanted to put that out there since I didn't mention my favorite matches and wanted to clarify that for the last podcast I was doing. Like I said, there was so much I was covering within that. So because everything was happening so quick and so fast, and then it just kind of got backed up. So, anyways, it made it longer and a little bit different, and I have pretty much, I covered everything overall, and then got the little pieces that you may not have heard like right now on this one. So, with that being said, now let's get into Monday Night Raw wrestling, as we had a Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. The quickest, the roughest, the strongest, the fastest, the EST at WWE. You can't spell best without the EST. Bianca Belair, my favorite woman superstar on Monday Night Raw in today's society. Our Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair, and Becky Two Belts, the man, one of the GOATs. For Becky Lynch, then she's one of the GOATs that built NXT for people like Bianca Belair to come and be NXT champion and be so dominant here in the WWE. She built that path for them. She's a goat around there. She's Becky Two Belts. She's the man. She main event at WrestleMania against Ronda Rousey, the baddest bitch on the planet, Charlotte Flair, who is to be one of the greatest superstars today. Dominate both of them at the same time. Even broke one of their hands. And she is that fire and Irish lash kicker that I'm always talking about. That she found herself, who she really is around there, and I'm glad that Becky Lynch was able to communicate and kind of connect back with the WWE universe. So people like me, let's go Becky, and things like that. Despite what kind of actor she's one of the superstar. Doesn't matter if she's a good guy or a bad guy, a heel turn or not. Like people like me, like kind of like Seth Rollins. It doesn't matter if he's a heel turn or not. He's just such a great athlete that I've always liked Seth Rollins, whichever side he was choose to be on. And just like Randy Orton. Seth Rollins, WWE champion. United States champion, Intercontinental champion. He's been a part of the most dominating team of the Shield. He's the Raw Tag Team Champions, NXT Champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, won the Royal Rumble, made event at WrestleMania successfully, and did the same thing at SummerSlam, which will be, besides WrestleMania, which is bigger than the Super Bowl, number one sports in America. After WrestleMania, it'll be SummerSlam. That is the second most viewed pay-per-view in WWE history. Succeeded, became the Universal Champion, is what I was getting to, over Brock Lesnar. So Seth Rollins is just that architect, burning it down, being the visionary that he is. I've always been a Seth Rollins fan, no matter what. He's just one of those guys that doesn't matter if he's a good guy or bad guy. He's such a great athlete that it's kind of hard not to like him. He's one of those guys that I'm just like, I like that. It's kind of, to me, it's not good guy or bad guy. It's like a bold personality that he don't take no crap from nobody. Like Randy Orton, 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, won the Royal Rumble, won the Money in the Bank, second generation, on his way to being a Hall of Famer and a legendary superstar that he is. No matter what side he's on, he's just so dominant, so destructive. He's just good at playing manipulating games. Like Seth Rollins and him, how let's compare them together. Seth Rollins and Randy Orton are those two manipulating people that just to get the job done. Whether you love it or hate them, you gotta respect the talent. You gotta respect them as an individual, and that's what brings me to Becky Lynch. That her being pushed over when she started in the NXT to gaining that respect to being like, I'm just gonna take it. I really appreciate that, and that's when I stand behind Becky Lynch. She has an injured shoulder right now, but I've seen her training with one arm so she can get back in that ring and team up with Bianca Belair, who clearly has her back, and clearly they got respect for each other. We'll certainly see Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair teaming up against Bayley for her attack as she's a Grand Slammy SmackDown Women's Champion. That it's not like she doesn't have any talent to lead the team to attack Becky Lynch, and then her and Becky, who know each other so well, tangling up with each other, along with Shirai, former NXT champion, Genius of the Sky, and our Raw Women's champion Bianca Belair, who know each other so well. A tag team action would just be the cherry on the top for them attacking her when she gets back into the ring. And then that would bring us to Dakota Kai, the first ever tag team women's champions on NXT. How she's also a part of that group, and how it was her and Bayley after they attacked Becky Lynch on the injury. Like I said, Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair being able to team up against who they know each other so well in a tag team that they will tail their hats down, but with Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair winning that tag team match overall with Shirai and Bayley for what they did to the injured shoulder of Becky, and then Bianca Belair trying to get some redemption, trying to, she was going to win over Shirai for what they did to Bayley, and of course got interrupted. But Alexa Bliss and Asuka, who was attacked too early on that match, was able to be by her side and get a little bit payback for herself. Since they're, Alexa Bliss and Asuka's been working together as a tag team, now it's time to see which one was the better woman of the night. And then, Bayley, Dakota, and Shirai go out there and break it up and don't allow Alexa Bliss or Asuka to prove which one is better, that they're better just working together. Destroys both of them, but didn't want any part of Bianca Belair. He said, I'm tired of this. I want a match tonight, and I want it now. And she got one that night, like she asked, like she demanded. And she was going to beat Asuka until it got interrupted. Or not Asuka, she was going to beat Shirai until it got interrupted. And then that's when Asuka and Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair fought off Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Shirai, letting them know you're not just gonna come in. You didn't want any part of Bianca Belair. You're not gonna attack Becky Lynch and get away with it. You're not gonna attack a singles action that didn't have nothing to do with you and get away with it. So you attacking that singles action against two women who worked together as a tag team wasn't gonna fly by, and you attacking Becky Lynch, the man around her, wasn't gonna fly by. A Raw with Bianca Belair has so much respect to her, and all your shenanigans is gonna stop right now before it gets too out of hand, and that is exactly what happened as they fought them off. So I see Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Belair teaming up against Shirai, Bayley, and Dakota in a 3-on-3 6-woman tag team match for my prediction for this coming Monday Night Raw as far as that situation went. And then that would bring me to now the Street Powers. Since their loss against the Usos, they try to pick it up. It was Montez Ford that gave a hell of a fight, a hell of a match. I always say how he's my favorite as far as him and Angela Dawkins, that they're good as a tag team. They bring the smoke, they bring the fun, they're dominating. Former Raw Tag Team Champions, but I like Montez, better out of the team. You gotta have a favorite. He's a high flyer, he's funny, he amuses me, so. Took on Seth freaking Rollins that burned it down, beat Montez in a singles action as the visionary that he is. As far as that goes, maybe try Angela Dawkins against Seth Rollins this coming Monday Night Raw. I think that would be pretty cool to watch. And then that would bring us to AJ Styles and Tommaso situation, how AJ Styles picked up the triple threat over The Miz, who was injured from Logan Paul on the injured ribs from SummerSlam, and Ali gave he did an outstanding match, but at the end of the day, the phenomenal AJ Styles picked up the triple threat victory, just like Tommaso won the other triple threat victory, and then Tommaso is the one versus Bobby Lashley this coming Monday Night Raw. So the almighty Bobby Lashley gets to walk in out United States champion against Tommaso, and I'm sure AJ Styles will make sure The Miz doesn't get involved, and Dolph Ziggler will make sure that Theory, if he's on there, doesn't get involved. And then that 6-woman tag team match with Bianca Belair leading their team to victory, and then also with Angela Dawkins getting a shot at Seth Rollins. So based on the results of this last Monday Night Raw Wrestling, I think that is a great prediction for tomorrow's matches on Monday Night Raw Wrestling, and then that would pretty much clear it all up. My opinions and thoughts as far as that Monday Night Raw Wrestling, that would clear it up for this prediction for tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw Wrestling. I think those are great matches and also victory predictions that I mentioned. And then the Radar Superstar Edge having the Mysterios back against the Judgment Day. Mysterio's picking up a victory, and then the Judgment Day tries to assault them. Wasn't flying by with the Radar Superstar Edge, who has their back. Which it should be at 6-on tag team match, 3-on-3 6-man tag team match, because Rhea Ripley keeps getting involved, so she can team up with Finn Balor and Damian Priest against the Mysterios and Edge in a 3-on-3 6-man tag team match. They can just go ahead and do that. Or have Rhea Ripley sit on the sidelines, have Edge, Finn Balor. It'd be Edge and the Mysterios, and then Finn Balor and Damian Priest. But then who would be their third guy if Rhea Ripley's the third man? Well, Rhea Ripley keeps putting her hands on people getting involved. I think she's bold enough to get in a six-man tag team match. They should just go on and do it. Have the Mysterios and Edge beat them in a six-man tag team action. Why not? They put Nia Jax in the men's Royal Rumble match, before, so why not? Rhea Ripley keeps putting her hands on people anyway, so whether they're a woman or a man, yeah, that should happen as well. And then that brings us to the bump, where Dakota Kai got to have the first ever tag team women's champion. She was on the bump. Hall of Famer, legendary JBL was also on the bump. Just owning up. We already know the Hall of Fame legendary career of JBL that gave so much respect to John Cena over his 20 years. Has been in the ring with him, has been commentary throughout his whole career, had nothing but great things to say about him. He's back on the bump today, kind of opening up about his own career, being former WWE champion, and then, being commentary for years after he had a successful in-ring, talent and domination. So, and then that would bring us to our Hall of Fame legendary Booker T, who also got to join the commentary this past Monday Night Raw. Who you see, not only are King in the Ring, WWE champion, Booker T got to join commentary back on Monday Night Raw, but from experience, as he does his own podcast show, give his opinions and thoughts of what's going on. Just like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, Broken Skulls, Pat McAfee show, Say It After the Bell. So, and then you have my podcast that I like to do wrestling before and after thoughts. So, with Queen Krazy K. And then that brings us to Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling. After Raw and SmackDown Talk, it was just our Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair on Raw Talk, and on SmackDown, our SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan's really standing up for herself against people who keep trying to shoot her down and trying to take her down and trying to say all these ridiculous things about her. That she won the Money in the Bank without the Wyatt Squad. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship without the Absolution. She beat the baddest bitch on the planet, earned her respect, and beat the third generation of Natalya in a singles action to get credit for her own work. So as Liv Morgan was at ringside watching the Gudgel match, she saw that, my money was on Raquel, former first ever tag team NXT champions, former NXT champion, been so dominating on SmackDown to earn a SmackDown Women's Champion opportunity that she came a hair away, and that she could really dominate. She got another opportunity for it, and it was her chance, and she did all that heavy work, and Sonya Deville knocking off Aaliyah with the pinfall, and after Sonya Deville knocked off Aaliyah with the pinfall, it was Gonzalez who got do that spinning elbow right into the heart of Sonya Deville, knock her off, electric chair to Sonya Deville, power bomb, and all that stuff that she did, like the Shanti, and then it was Kyrie and all that. So she beat Kyrie, she beat Zyland, she beat Shanti, she beat Sonya Deville, who Sonya Deville beat Aaliyah, and she beat Natalya. And so with one knee, because her knee was getting injured since Sonya Deville hit her in the back of the knee, and then they was trying to make her tap out. They were stomping on her. They were doing all these things. So with broken knees, that's why she's the first ever tag team women's champion. That's why she's a former NXT champion. That's why she's dominated on SmackDown. She almost became the SmackDown Women's Champion against Ronda Rousey. And that's why she was dominated pretty much the whole Guzzler match, like I said she would do. Like I said, my money was right on the nail. And then right in the moment, then I see Shayna Baszler, former NXT champion, Queen of Spades, and I'm like, oh, she's going to go ahead and pick up the bones, and she did. She was in that match. So to see Liv Morgan, to really shut the rumors up, to really shut everybody up, and make her respect her as a SmackDown Women's Champion, as a talent, as an individual would be. When SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan walks in and out over Shayna Baszler at Clash of Castle, who, was training with Ronda Rousey, like I see them on videos and stuff, like they trained together before they was in the UFC Octagon, and then come out WWE together. That if she walks out SmackDown Women's Champion, when she walks out SmackDown Women's Champion against Shayna Baszler at Clash of Castle, really opened up people's eyes. Like, wow, when Ronda Rousey comes back after the suspension for almost breaking the arm out the referee because they couldn't do their job, which is why they had this Belgium match at Clash of Castle for Shayna Baszler against Liv Morgan. That, wow, she has a chance against Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship after Clash of Castle and the next pay per view or the next opportunity that they do. It really shut them up and open their eyes and respect her a little bit more than what they try to give her. And then it was Kofi Kingston that the Viking Raiders won against a couple rookies in a tag team match, but they weren't so dominant and destructive when Kofi Kingston revenged Xavier Woods from them injuring him, playing whack-a-mole, smacking him with the candlesticks, and won a singles action against them. So now since he won against Eric in a singles match, I think that now it should be Xavier Woods, or I don't know if Xavier Woods will be back yet because he's still injured right now, so I guess we'll get the updates. But Kofi Kingston should win a singles action against Ivar and get the best of Eric if he tries to get involved this coming Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling like he did. And then Shinsuke walking out Intercontinental Champion against Gunther since he earned that and beat his protege in a match, including, I'm sure he's going to try to get involved. And then SmackDown with Shayna Liv Morgan and Shayna Baszler maybe tangling up or just getting in each other's face about what's going to happen at Clash of Castle. Just like Drew McIntyre, who got assaulted by Karen Cross. Now, the return of Karen Cross, Drew McIntyre probably wants to beat him in a match and then focus on Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship opportunity at Clash of Castle. And then, that's all I can pretty much say about that as far as that goes. That, Corbin lost his match against Ricochet and was saying stuff, but Pratt's already beat him at SummerSlam and he lost against Ricochet. So those are based on results from SmackDown, my predictions for this coming SmackDown as far as that goes. And there was a main event. WWE live show. Seeing our United States Champion Bobby Lashley, seeing our architect Seth Rollins as Bobby Lashley, our United States Champion, defends it against Tommaso on Raw, and Seth Rollins won on Raw, so now probably facing, like I said, the other half of Angela Dawkins now of the Street Profits, based on the WWE Live wins and Monday Night Raw coming up and what we already know what happened and what I predict is coming to happen. And that SmackDown with Champion Liv Morgan, just letting everybody know on the I seen her in an interview to respect her a little bit more. With her taking around with Shayna Baszler and beating her, that would make them respect her more. Because they kind of make her look like, oh, she's weak and she doesn't know. No, it was the referee not doing their job, and Ronda Rousey had every right to tear their arm off. So, anyways, that being said and all that good stuff, and also we have finally the Tag Team Women's Championship belt is revealed, and now starting on Monday Night Raw, we will have a tournament for the women to become next Tag Team Women's Champion on Monday Night Raw that Triple H brought back, that Mr. McMahon really wasn't revealing since Sasha and Naomi weren't the Tag Team Women's Champions anymore. There was really no one to replace them, so now Triple H is bringing back the Tag Team Women's Champion for the women, to any woman that has a heartbeat can have and a partner can have the opportunity and have the tournament starting on Monday Night Raw to become our next Tag Team Women's Champion, which I think Alexa Bliss and Asuka will be our next Tag Team Women's Champion. And if Sasha and Naomi decide to come back, which Sasha Banks just did a meet and greet along with Naomi for their acting, and outside of wrestling, still staying in the sports division, that Sasha Banks and Naomi would beat Alexa Bliss and Asuka to become the next Tag Team Women's Champion at the pay-per-view that came next if they were to come back. But, that means WWE would have to apologize to them and really respect them and let their commentaries know, watch what you say about them. Let the commentary need to say nothing but great things about how talented they are and respect them for what they already put in their ring and on their back, and that it's good to see them back when they're on Monday Night Raw being our tag team world champion or SmackDown, earning the respect that they certainly deserve. Otherwise, the acting thing is treating them with more respect than WWE did, as far as like Sasha Banks is going into acting, like I was talking about. So I would love, based on her stars, that's why she had the meet and greet. Um, I really would love to see her on more movies and shows. So, anyways, that would cover up everything as far as that. That is my results for Raw, my predictions for tomorrow's Raw, my results for SmackDown, my prediction for this coming SmackDown, and the bump, and all the Raw and SmackDown exclusive and the main event updates that you should know about, and my opinions and thoughts as far as further for the future of the company. And that is all the time I am going to take today. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching my podcast. Thank you even more for subscribing and support my podcast. Follow me on Instagram. Queen Krazy K as your host is out. And till next time, I'll see you guys. Peace.